everyone. We'll call this meeting to order. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to this meeting of the Marion School Board. If anyone from the public would like to speak tonight, please complete one of the green comment cards on the table at the back of the room and give it to the board clerk, Ms. Rose, immediately. There's also a list of reminders regarding the rules for public participation on that back table. Please review those prior to commenting. We will begin with the consent agenda. 25-186, minutes of the executive session held on 8/26/2025. 25-187, minutes of the regular meeting held on 8/26/2025. 25-188, personnel report. 25-189, expenditure approval list. 25-190, acceptance of donations. 25-191, Head Start Policy Council. 25-192, out-of-state professional development. Do we have any members of the public who are here to speak? Okay, thank you. Superintendent Lockwood, do you have a recommendation?
President Salamo, I recommend that the board approve with one motion and one vote the consent agenda items 25-186 through 25-192 as presented.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion from the board? Thank you. We can have the roll.
Okay. Ms. Pinto?
Aye.
Mr. Delgado?
Aye.
Mrs. Gold?
Aye.
Dr. Hart?
Aye.
Mr. Griffin?
Aye.
Ms. Salamo?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Our first discussion item tonight, Principal Heather Rumpel, Principal of Justice Intermediate, is here to do a presentation on the IUK Ignite Summer Camp.
Good evening. I have the whole crew coming up, so give us just a second to get up here. We're a little nervous. There's a lot of adults. I did warn them of that, though. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. All the way up. You can't stand behind me. They want to see you.
Yes, we want to see your faces.
And then this way. Okay. Well, thanks so much for letting us come and speak tonight. We appreciate your time, and I'm so excited about this. Many of you guys kind of followed our journey when we were participating in this camp over the summer, but what we're really excited to talk to you about is just how we had an opportunity to really spend a great time with kids talking about their future. And sometimes as 5th and 6th graders, it's hard to think about what your future looks like. And so we spent the week at IUK at a camp called Ignite Your Future. And I actually, do you want me to grab that? So Kids College is something that IUK put on, and essentially it is an opportunity for students to come to a day camp. We went every day. We rode the school bus to Kokomo every day, going through some construction, so that was interesting for some of those students. We had a different route every day, so we saw all kinds of parts of Kokomo. And it was the hottest week of summer. That's all we're saying about that. It was the hottest week of summer. It was fine in the morning, and we were definitely fine by the time we got home too. But while we were there, we had an opportunity to look at what can students do now to help them start preparing for their future, but also to get them excited about things that are going on in their future. So we had 47 kids throughout the week. We averaged about 42 students daily in attendance, but overall it was 47 students. And so they were students who were going into 6th and 7th grade, so they had all been at Justice last year. The students that are with me today are current 6th graders, and so they attended the camp. We had 5 teachers and then 2 administrators go as a part of the group. So what did we do when we were there? We did a lot of hands-on learning. Students did a lot of cooperative learning. They were not placed. We did not place them. IUK said that they will place students into their groups. And so they placed them in their groups, and students were like, oh, this isn't my friend. Oh, I've not been in class with this person before. And so day one, they were like, great, now we're doing some cooperative learning. So you've got to trust these people that you're around. And we got to know each other really quickly, and it was great. We had a real life simulation going on our last day at camp, which was Thursday, because Friday was a field trip. And on that day, we basically played a live version of the game of life. So students had to, and you're going to hear some of them speak about that here in a little bit, but students went to different stations. They got a random draw on what their career is going to be, what their education level was, and then they had to go around and find out what bills were. I think what parents back here would be most interested to learn is that the students who had children as a part of their game of life, and also who had multiple children, decided that they were expensive. They did not realize how much money they cost their parents all of the time, and some of them even said, I gotta go home and tell my mom I'm sorry. So I think it was a great learning opportunity for them, watching them budget and kind of run back and forth and get advice from the adults, like, okay, I have a choice here. I could have this really nice car, but I can never take my family on a vacation. And I'm like, oh, let's talk about this. So, you know, we had great conversations just regarding money and money management. And I think another great thing for us as a school is we were actually able to network with the people who provided that, because that was not IUK, it was a bank that they had that came to be a part of it, and they're actually going to come and partner with our civics class to kind of do another simulation so that we can have more of our students participate in that. And then on Friday, we went to Near Space over in Upland, and our students got to build satellites and put them through field testing, and ultimately it ended with them launching rockets in the air, which they would tell you is probably the coolest part of that. Am I right? We really liked that part. Oh, and naming our rockets Bob, right? Was that your group? Somebody's group was Bob. That's what I thought. Okay, well, I'm going to let the students start to talk to you a little bit. We're not going to read everybody's quotation, but I know you guys have this as a part of your board packet, and so I'll let you kind of see what they said, but I want to let the students come to talk to you a little bit about the things that they learned while they were a part of Kids College. They don't all want to speak to you, so I told them that some of them, it's fine to just stand there and look pretty, right? Yeah. So that's absolutely fine, but those who want to speak, they're going to come and talk to you a little bit about what they learned, but then maybe also what are some of the things that they liked about camp. So, Jameson, you ready to go first, bud? Okay. Make sure, introduce yourself, and then speak.
Hello, my name is Jameson Braxton Hullum, and I learned about how college would be and how it is, and my favorite part about that was STEM, because we made a lot of creativities and different things, and I had fun time spending with my friends, and it was almost every day felt like a great day.
Aww, thank you, Jameson.
Yep, just introduce yourself and then say what you want to say.
I'm Malachi Hensley. And I just want to express of how fun it was to be able to do hand-on experiences and learn more about how complicated college is.
Yeah. Anything else? Okay. Good job.
Yeah, no.
Great job.
Ready, Michelle?
I'm Michelle Burke. So the reason that I went to IUK is because I thought that it would make my life easier, and it made my life a lot easier. And I decided that I really like it, and I thought I should go there in the future. So right now, I'm just trying to progress through my life right now and trying to know what I'm gonna do. And honestly, it was really easy going to IUK. It made my life really easier, and I made a lot of new friends there, which was really joyful.
Thank you, Michelle.
All right, Miss Hannah.
I'm Hannah Reeves, and I had fun going to Near Space and learning how to build satellites, and I had fun hanging out with my friends that week, and if they did it again, I would want to do it.
Awesome. Good job, Hannah. Anybody change their mind and want to speak? Okay. hey, we made it. Everybody who said they wanted to speak was able to speak. I was excited about that. So some of the things I do want to highlight about some of the students who weren't here, maybe even those that weren't here, because what Michelle didn't share with you is everybody was talking about, oh, it was great because we went to college. Oh, it was great because we learned about different careers. And she had a very student-centered, I think I maybe even pulled her out of science class at the moment, and maybe that's what was on her mind, but I learned about equal and opposite reactions. Like that is, I had to Google it afterwards. So, which was fine. So they learned a lot of things about college, which was a fantastic experience for them. But what I think I also liked is that the people who were there running the program also talked to them about things that they can do if maybe college isn't the thing for them. So they learned about some trades. It enabled us to have some really good conversations on the bus ride home about things that they can do when they get into high school, maybe joining GRCC and participating in activities like that. I think the last day was probably one of my favorite days. Oh, and everybody wanted to talk about the food, so I also have to say that they really liked the food. They did feed us very, very well. That it was a great experience for them with that. But they learned from a variety of different people. But one of the things too that I really enjoyed being able to talk about with students on the bus afterwards is, okay, so what's next, right? So we talked about this today. What's next? What do you need to do for that? Okay, well, how does that help in school? What can we do at Justice to kind of help make sure that we're getting ready for that? So we had fantastic conversations. You have all of that, so I'll just keep kind of skipping through because, man, they wanted to talk an awful lot about what we had going on. So, okay. So I'll share a little bit about our staff. Our staff is here, and I didn't ask them ahead of time. Did anybody really want to talk about it? Maybe I didn't figure. Okay, so most of them you can see, but most of them talked about the great opportunity for students being able to tour a college campus. For some of them, they had no idea that college could be fun. They thought they were walking back into they thought they were going to one building. They didn't realize I have to go from this building to that building, and I have to walk all over the place. And then they got to see some of the fun things. So Mr. Henson mentioned the e-gaming room that students got to visit. They got to visit like the observatory. They got to visit so many things that were they didn't realize were an option for them whenever they go to a college campus. For many of them, it was their first experience visiting a college campus, and so they just thought everything was cool. The grass was cool. I remember we had that conversation one day. The grass was cool. Their grass was really, really green. These are all things that we had conversations about. Their sidewalks were straight, but at an angle, and so these are, so we had talks about architecture and everything. It was a really great experience for that, just to talk about random things with students. But essentially, I think what it comes down to is our students had a chance to just really think about what the future could look like for them. We really appreciate the opportunity to get to go. I was thankful that Ms. Lockwood talked to me about, hey, I have this opportunity that your students can participate in. And the planning part was great. I really appreciated the partnership with IUK, and I really appreciate you guys giving us that opportunity because we had to get bussed over there every day, and then we just had, so many parts to it that, I don't know, guys, it was just a great thing. So I called Miss Lockwood. I'm going to tell myself for a minute. I called Miss Lockwood last week, and I said, what if I have like a highlight video that's like 7 minutes? And for me, I had cut it down from 15, so just know that it started at 15, and I didn't call her until I hit the halfway point. She was like, maybe I said, I'll cut it down shorter. I already knew I needed to cut it down shorter, but then I was like, but Mr. Mealy got to talk for an hour about the budget. Like, I'm going to show you cute kids. So we do have a highlight video. I hope it plays for you. We're having a little bit of an internet concern, but if it doesn't play for you, I will share the video with you. So that you can watch it at home, because our kids are cute.
They are. Because I think that this is just going to take probably the 7 minutes that I originally talked about. So we're just not going to do that. I will send it to you because you guys can just see just the goofiness of the week, but honestly just the learning opportunity, and we just thank you so much for allowing us to go on this and to do that partnership. So anybody have questions for me? Thank you so much.
Can you send the whole 15-minute video?
Well, I cut it down. No, I cut it down. So really what it was is I had, just imagine this video, but like me leaving it on the students for like 20 to 30 seconds each, so that you saw every detail in the photo. So really that's what that came down to. Yes.
Can you send that video to me?
Oh yeah, we watched it the other day, but we can definitely watch it again. Sure will.
I want to
We'll powwow in my office, we'll watch it.
Mr. Mealy and I went over to Near Space and spent some time with the kids over there when they were building their satellites, and they did a kind of a little mock balloon launch, and they had a great day. They were so well behaved in the things that they were doing. It was pretty impressive to watch the things that they were figuring out and putting together. And then I think even one part of one of the stations was they had to go buy materials, so they had to figure out how much it cost them to buy the different materials, and then they got to go pick materials, different kinds of materials out of a box on what they wanted to utilize to build their satellite with and to protect their satellite. So there was a lot of problem solving and a lot of working together and different things that they had to do and doing a budget that we watched them do, and then they were able to put these satellites together, and then they went out into the lawn area and
In the rain.
shot them up. Yeah, it rained the whole time. So, but no, it was a great day, and I know that even the people at IUK that they came over to Upland on that day too and worked, and
Yeah.
they were so very complimentary of our kids and how well behaved they were, and just what a great week that they had. And they said Marion is the first school that had sent that many kids over there at one time to their summer camp. So it was a great experience, I think, for our kids, and I think our adults had fun too. So I'm hoping that it's something we're going to be able to do again this year and hopefully get more kids over there. So would you guys go back? Would you do it again? Yeah?
Love it.
Okay.
It's awesome.
If you want.
Do you want to come up to the middle?
All right, guys, you're gonna head over this way and you're gonna take a picture.
Right in front here. Come up here, guys.
I mean, Mrs. Rumble's gonna go too, but hide me in the back.
Oh, you're not. Just turn around, stand right in front of you. Try not to.
The kids are.
Okay, everybody right here, bud.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Sorry. That is awesome. I love that we were able to do that.
Thanks. Like I said, the 15-minute version, 30 seconds on each photo is a bit excessive. I know that, but I'll just share the whole thing with you guys. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Well done, folks. Well done, everyone.
That's okay.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Yes. Could any,
Teacher's class or?
They kind of send that and then let kids choose to go and then invited some more that they thought it would be a good experience. Because the goal is to get as many participants and as many of them as we could.
it's great.
No, I'm really excited about it.
I love that.
Did the district pay for it or? Actually, IUK helped us pay for it, and we did it during the week of summer school. So that was, instead of doing the half-day summer school program that we had going on at the school for that week, they did an extra day on Friday and went to IUK for the day. So, and I think the IUK went in from 9 to 3, so IUK helped us pay for busing and paid our teachers to go over there as well. So, and that's through, we've done a lot of things with IUK, and it's through a big, huge Lilly grant that they got. We're one of their P12 partners. So we're started, GRCC started a teach Teachers for Tomorrow program, where we have high school students, and this is actually available to all kids in the county because it's through GRCC. But we have kids that are taking education classes through IUK and an IUK professor at GRCC, and then for a couple of days a week, and then the other 3 days a week, they're going in and working in classrooms. So when they graduate from high school, if they stay with it for 2 years, they'll have like 15 credit hours towards an education degree, and it's actually education class credit hours that you would get at IUK. So it's a way for them to earn a big part of their degree. Then another program we're doing, their paraprofessional kind of a pathway program. We have 4 people that we've hired that are working as paraprofessionals or EAs within our district, and they have partnered or started taking classes at IUK, and we've partnered with them, and we are working with them as they complete a bachelor's degree in education, and they keep their para position, and we pay them for that, and then we agree to allow them to do their student teaching and some different things along the way. So we've got 4 employees in our corporation that we're helping complete a bachelor's degree. So, and then hopefully we'll be able to hire them as teachers once they graduate. So there's a lot of different things. They're doing some things. McCullough students are going over to IUK here soon. During the school year, they go over and do visits on campus in 7th grade, and then they have somebody from IUK that comes in and works with our 8th grade students during the college and career class. So yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff that we're doing, and they've been really great to work with and have opened up a lot of opportunities for our kids. So we also ran and I met with Near Space, and we are going to expand. They do a balloon launching program that kids can build satellites, and then they launch them into space, and then the kids can track them and they can video the balloons in space. That we're getting ready to look at doing that with Near Space and providing those opportunities for our kids in the 5th through 8th grade. So yeah, got a lot of things going on.
Make a comment about Near Space.
Yeah.
Last year when I went out and took a tour of Near Space, one of the things they said was we have a record in the last 10 years of launching satellites with NASA and with SpaceX. We've never lost a satellite. So it's 100% success rate.
Yeah.
And this is so good for our kids to be working with the best of the best.
No, I agree, and I wish I had a list of the universities. They just did something with a group of universities. I know Notre Dame was one of them. Taylor was one of them as well, but the other, I can't remember. They were big time universities all over the country where they got together and built some satellites and just put them out into space through NASA. So no, I think it's great. And Dr. Voss and his team, we've met with them quite a bit and have spoken with them, and they're very, very willing and wanting to give back to the kids in the community. So yeah, we're really excited about that partnership.
That's fantastic. Thank you, everyone. We're moving on to our action items. Board Policy 25-194, Board Policy 0167.3, Public Participation at Board Meetings. Do we have any members of the public who are here to speak on this item? Thank you. Are there any board comments on this particular policy? Oh.
I'd like to say something.
Oh, sure.
I read through the revisions in the board minutes, and I don't think we've had a problem in the past of people over speaking. And I think the only reason why we went from 5 minutes to 3 minutes was because that's the state minimum, or so to speak, the state, said that. And I think it's okay. I would hope that when it's enforced, that there will be a spirit of grace on the part of whoever is the chairman of the meeting, chairperson of the meeting, so that it doesn't appear that it does not appear that we don't want to hear from the public. And I suppose the reason why it was 5 minutes in the past was because 5 minutes seems like, okay, you can say everything that you need to say in 5 minutes. Now we're saying, well, you should be able to say everything you want to say in 3 minutes. And it's important that we are doing that with the idea that we really want to hear from the public. We're not trying to limit the public. We're trying to monitor it should there be massive participation from the public. Again, we don't have massive participation, so I'm going to vote in favor of the change because all of you decided that was a good idea. But I think it's very important that we keep on inviting the public to come and not have the attitude that we want them to say as little as possible.
Yeah, I appreciate your comments, Dr. Hart, and I can tell you as someone who has been in this position of mediating during COVID times when there was quite a lot more participation, there are times when it's necessary in order to ensure that we can hear from as many people as possible. And for the most part, we do extend quite a bit of grace. I also want to hear, all of us want to hear. And so it is enough that a person should be able to begin a discussion, and certainly if any of us would be willing to follow up, which I think all of us tend to stay after a little bit, you know, if there are other things we can flesh out. But again, it is just a matter of making sure that we can hear from as many people as need be, if and when the room fills up, which you're correct is not super often. So, do we have other board comments or? Okay. Superintendent Lockwood, do you have a recommendation?
President Salamo, I recommend that the board approve with one motion and one vote to approve board policy 0167.3, public participation at board meetings.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. No further discussion? We can have the roll.
Mrs. Bento?
Aye.
Mr. Delgado?
Aye.
Mrs. Gold?
Aye.
Dr. Hart?
Aye.
Mr. Griffin?
Aye.
Ms. Salama?
Aye.
Motion carries.
25-195, Board Policy 8640, Transportation for Field Trips and Other Corporation-Sponsored Trips. Is there anyone here from the public? Okay. And are there board comments on this policy? I think we just saw a really good example of. Superintendent Lockwood, do you have a recommendation?
Yeah. President Salamo, I recommend that the board approve with one motion and one vote to approve the board policy 8640, transportation for field trips and other corporation-sponsored trips.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion, questions? We can have the roll.
Okay. Mrs. Bento?
Aye.
Mr. Delgado?
Aye.
Mrs. Gold?
Aye.
Dr. Hart?
Aye.
Mr. Griffin?
Aye.
Ms. Salama?
Aye.
Motion carries.
25-196, MHS football field track improvements. Mr. Mealy?
I'm gonna have these passed out, take one and pass them around, but this will be the recommendation we'll go through with the board. These numbers were presented at the last meeting for your discussion. And the change here in what you're going to be approving tonight is just the turf, the maintenance program of the turf, the communication boxes or what are more just your electrical boxes that they're placing out there, and a curb repair. And the reason why you're not doing the track is we've decided for scheduling purposes to get this contract separated so that we can get the turf ready to go so it can be replaced right after the football season. The track doesn't have to be replaced until after track season. So I've asked them to separate that contract out so we met today and we had some more questions about the track side of things. So we're trying to shore that one out to give you that contract and that recommendation to look at. So that's why you don't have the entire lump sum you had at the discussion last meeting, which was over the 2 million mark. So what you see before you today is a turf recommendation. And as I said, the maintenance program, the comm boxes, and the curb repair. And turf is estimated on replacement cost of $844,950. Your maintenance program, which would be a 7-year package, and that is what we utilized this last time, the same company, was $19,250. Your communication boxes and conduit, again, this is not the electrical. So we're pushing back on this a little bit to see if we could, 30,000 seemed high to us for just, now that includes the trench work to get it out there, but this is just so that we can then put in the electrical. But I want you to be clear, this is not the electrical wiring and work. This is just the conduit and the boxes. And so I will let you know that even though you approve this, it may come down if we can push a little bit on this. I felt like 30,000 was a lot for those boxes. So he's gonna go back and talk with his, the person that quoted him on that. So we'll see. He said it wouldn't be over that, but we might be able to get that trimmed down.
So what would the electrical be in?
The electrical, the reason we're doing it now, and this was the discussion, was we can put the electrical in whenever we want. But we wanted to put the conduit in there since we're pulling all the turf out.
Open.
And we're gonna be redoing the track as well. That's the time to trench and get it set. Because the thought right now is at the start-finish line, having an electrical hook up there, at the 50-yard line of home field, and a 50-yard at our guest side. And that way, whatever sporting event we have out there, whether it be soccer, football, whatever we're hosting, we have electrical on that side to be good hosts, and we have 2 electricals on our side. So we did take, that actually may come down even more because we're taking 1 box. I asked today if we could take 1 box out. So that 30,000 may come down a little bit more. Well, should because of that. Because we agreed, athletic director, track, football, all coaches, that 3 might do it. So the 30,000 should come down. And then the curb repair is there for 5,500. So your total tonight recommended is 899,700. Again, knowing that there's a little bit of room where that conduit may come down. This is all funds that were already listed and predetermined in your 24 construction bond. And that is not only listed in there, but you held your 1028 hearings and all your public hearings when you did that bond, stating that this was an improvement you were going to make. So you have listed this already.
Thank you for that clarification.
Yeah.
So what about, since we're not doing the track, what about those funds that were allocated to do the track this year? Are we just
We're doing the track.
doing the track?
It's coming in 2 weeks. I should have new numbers.
Gotcha.
So I'm bringing that to you. That's a great question.
Okay.
I'm bringing that to you. We had some questions about the fence. We want to redo the fencing, the curb all the way up. We're trying to get rid of any grass inside of the facility, inside the fence.
Got it.
So we met today and did more measuring and had all of the stakeholders that needed to be there. And I asked him to give me a separate contract for you to then look at for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How long will that put that project off?
That track should not be put off at all. It was not scheduled to start until after track season. And so we're still good. As long as we can get it in the next, I would like to get it in the next couple of meetings, because then we already have the company ready to go. And this is through Sourcewell, so you don't have to, there's no need to get multiple bids.
I think that's why it was split, so we could be on time for the football project as soon as football
Correct.
season's over with, instead of waiting another couple of weeks until the track stuff came in. So we decided to split them at that point in time.
Just a little apprehensive waiting too long because the price of everything goes up and it'll end up costing us more long run if we wait too long.
Yeah, I agree. I hope to have it to you next month to approve the track. So the recommendation tonight is what's before you.
Thank you. Do we have any members of the public who are here to speak on this tonight? No? Thank you. Any board comments? No? Superintendent Lockwood, do you have a recommendation?
President Solano, I recommend that the board approve with 1 motion and 1 vote to accept the MHS football field track improvements.
Do we have a motion?
A motion.
Second.
Thank you. No discussion? Roll call.
Okay, Mrs. Bento,
Aye.
Mr. Delgado,
Aye.
Mrs. Gold,
Aye.
Dr. Hart,
Aye.
Mr. Griffin,
Aye.
Ms. Salama,
Aye.
motion carries.
Thank you.
That
So now-
was, excuse me, that was turf improvements, correct?
Yes.
Yes,
It
it's
did
turf
say-
and maintenance.
It said track improvements on there as well, but it was just for the
Yeah.
football field.
And now at this time, we will open the meeting for a public hearing to explain the requirements and timelines for our collective bargaining. Indiana law requires school employers and exclusive representatives to conduct specific public hearings and meetings before and during collective bargaining. These are intended to ensure transparency, public input, and compliance with Indiana Code 20-29-6-1 and 20-29-6-19, as well as the open door law. Are there any comments or questions from the public regarding our collective bargaining? Okay. Are there any questions from the board? No? All right. Well, if there are no further questions or comments, I will officially close the public hearing. And do we have any public comments at all this evening? Okay. Marion Teachers Association.
My principal said I could just sit here and look pretty, or at least that's what she told me.
It's hard to believe that we are halfway through the first quarter. I think things are going pretty well. We had hiccups, but nothing that we can't handle, and we look forward to bargaining.
Very good. Superintendent.
I have nothing else at this time, just appreciate everybody and the work that they've done, and I'm like Stephanie Holcomb, I can't believe that we're already in our 4th week of school, and it seems like we never left, so it's been a good start, so very excited.
Very good, very good. Board comments.
Yeah, I'd like to start out. First of all, I would like to thank Ms. Rumpel for taking the kids to the IUK night program. I think that is a very awesome program. I hope they can do that more in the future. But I really appreciate it. I'd like to thank all the kids that came up and was brave to talk to everybody. I know that's hard to do from adults. But I'd just like to say thank you to everybody with that, and Ms. Lockwood to help organize that. Thank you very much. Also, we have our our donations accepted. This week we had Gas City Moose Lodge donated $1,000 to the MHS wrestling program, and Mr. Nick McKinley donated $450 to the MHS Phys Ed class bags. So I wanted to thank everybody for their donations.
Absolutely, thank you. $95,799 from our community today,
Yes.
which is awesome, awesome. We are very, very grateful.
I'm like Chuck, I want to thank you, Ms. Rumpel, for taking the kids. I'm an IU grad, so that makes me happy. And also thank the kids. I've heard such good things about them, and thank you, Ms. Lockwood, for seeking that out. I love that. I love that. Also, thanks the people that have donated so far. I mean, our community loves our Marion Giants, and so proud to be a Giant.
I'd like, go ahead. I'd like to kind of echo that too. Thank you to the community for all of their support. I know it's something that we get support every single year, and it just keeps coming in, and I'm appreciative of everything that we've gotten from the community. Also, thank you, Mrs. Rumpel, for taking those kids to IUK, and Mrs. Lockwood for giving them the opportunity. So, I do understand that it gives them a taste of college, some that may have never gotten the chance to have that, or life if college is not for them, and, kind of lets them have that experience and plan for the next steps of what they need to be doing after high school, and gives them a little taste of that. So thank you to everyone that was involved in giving those kids that experience. So I hope it can continue in years.
Yeah, I just say thank you, Mrs. Rumpel, to you and your team for taking our kiddos over to UK. What an awesome opportunity for them to see that. Thank you, Ms. Lockwood, for facilitating that. Appreciate that. And thank you to all of our donors that continue to give to our Marion Giant programs. We're very thankful.
I visited the school several times between the last meeting and this time, and every time I walk through the halls of the high school, I see things done peacefully and in order. I'm very grateful for the presence of our SROs who, without having to say much, they stand by in a way that gives us a sense of safety, and I think that's wonderful. I'm also very happy with the Ignite camp. I think it's a great thing to do to encourage our young people, give them a college experience, give them a near space experience, and watch them dream. And I think that that's probably the thing that's the most outstanding in my mind about the camp, was that we've helped the kids identify the fact that it's okay to dream. In fact, it's good to dream, and keep on dreaming. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. I absolutely agree with all of the comments that were said, but I love that Mrs. Rumpel pointed out the downtime talks. I think those experiences really, you can't measure them, but having conversations where you're stuck on a bus together and, why is their grass greener than our grass? Or, why are their sidewalks? These are things that kids can be thinking about, and you can have those conversations in a less structured way. So I love that you and your staff were able to have those experiences. So I very much appreciate that. And I wasn't here at the last meeting, I missed it, but I absolutely love when we have student art here. It makes me feel so wonderful. So I appreciate having this here. Makes me feel good about just seeing what our kids are doing. So thank you, everyone. If there is no further business, this meeting is adjourned. The next meeting of the Board of School Trustees will be a regular meeting on September 23rd at 6:30 right here in this boardroom. Thanks, everyone. Well done, everyone.
Did you get my email?
Which one?
The last one.